Hello and welcome to Bordsey Beach in Suffolk. Yes, I know I was here a couple of videos ago, but that video was filmed round the corner about another 10 minutes that way. This time, I'm a lot closer to East Lane. And the reason I'm down here is, it's a hot sunny day, but the wind swung easterly. Now, all around Suffolk and these coasts, nowhere really fishes very well on easterly, apart from this place. So I'm down here again. I've got a pound of rag, and I'm literally down here to try and see if I can catch a fish in an easterly wind. High tide is at 2:30. It's not a very big tide, I think it's 3.5. So I'm going to fish it until 7:30 tonight. So I'm going to fish it 2 up, 3 down, and just see if we can get a fish. All I want to do is see if I can beat the old myth of winds in the east, fish bite least. As you can see, I'm on one rod. Was toying with using 2, but I just thought I'd stick with 1. Normally do fish with 1 in here. And I've got the Syria out. Again, I want to christen it. I've got to christen this rod with a fish. Fished with it once already in the last video, which you'd have seen. Oakley absolutely battered me, bless his little heart. He'd done so well. So today I'm out with a pound of rag, dongle rigs, and I'm just trying to get a fish. I'll run through everything I'm doing with you throughout the video, tactics, rigs, and we'll see how it goes. The only issue is, I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of weed close in. Now I've put this out probably about 70 yards, and I'm not really having much weed come through yet on the rod. The ebb, that may change, because the ebb round here when it runs, you do sometimes pick up a lot of weed, but we will see what happens. So, stick with me down here at Bordsey in one of those nasty easterly winds, and let's just see if we can get a fish. Our first cast been in half an hour. Let's give it a little reel in and see if there's anything there. I've actually seen a couple of little trembles on this, which means there's fish here, and there's also a trawler working offshore as well. Not very far off, probably a couple of 100 yards, a little bit of line, a little bit of line, a little bit of weed on the line. That's just what I'm picking up as I'm reeling in, so hopefully it is all close in. Yeah, that's just skimming across the surface. Nothing on that cast. Well, that first cast didn't produce anything. Weren't expecting it to. I've got a trawler working off there, so that might mess things up a little bit, but we'll see. He's only working a little square. But the ebb is what it's going to be. But I'm just going to show you what I'm using today, tackle-wise. I've got my Verit Syria fixed spool rod. Darwa emblem, 45, surf reel. 18-pound line, 80-pound shock. Down to a pulley dongle rig, and on that rig I am literally just using ragworm baits. I know that the fishing here this time of year will be taking ragworm. Whatever is out there, be it thornbacks, be it bass, and dare I say it, because I know there is a few about still, smooth hounds, they'll be munching on this. Simple overhead thump. Don't need to get it out too far here. There are a lot of features all the way around here. Close in, far out. Problem is, close in this bit, you are talking not snaggy, but it's not very deep. So you put it out a little bit further, just getting that slightly deeper water. The bass, if they're here, will be running up and down all over the place. They love this venue. The bass absolutely love it in here. They come in close, they sit out far, and they just mop up everything. Because like I've said before, if you haven't seen my previous videos, even though this looks a nice sandy beach out there, it's rough. Full of clay troughs, deep clay troughs, like a lunar landscape. And those bass and fish just work around there because there's a lot of food. There's a lot of prawns, there's a lot of crabs, hermits, shrimp, worms, you name it, it's in here. And this is why it holds them. But this is the second cast. Like I say, I'm going to give it 20 minutes a cast now. It's going to be a bit of a, well, I've got a pounder rag, might get through it quickly, we might not, doing 20-minute cast, we will see. I've only got a 5-hour session, so who knows. But I've still got to christen this rod. Is this going to be the session I do it? Who knows? Who knows? We're about 40 minutes from high tide, and that tide's pushed in quite nicely. In a minute, I'm going to be up on a little bit behind me, probably for about an hour or so, just until this tide drops off again. That's a good thing about here, is you can still get up on, there we go, come on. There we go. Does get stuck in the clay here, because like I say, it is such a clayey bottom. So you do have to ease it out sometimes. Like I say, this tide, I reckon I'll be standing up there for about an hour or so. Weeds still-ish, not bad. It's not round the hook or round the lead or nothing like that. It's literally as I wind it in, just round the top. But if you look at that, bait slightly mangled, not really been touched. So I'd say 20 minutes is a good time now to leave it, because there is still some bait on there, which means it's still fishing and it hasn't all been eaten. Another 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I could have been fishing with no bait, which means that I've been wasting my time. So effectively, wind your bait in, leave it out a little while, wind it in. If it's still there, leave it out for that same amount of time. If it's gone, come back another 5 minutes. Next cast, wind it in. If it's all gone, come back another 5 minutes, until you can find that happy medium where you're fishing for the most effective amount of time with your bait on the hook. Another ragworm bait on, get it out there, see what we can do. Hopefully you can see, but that easterly's really stiffening up now. Started rolling in this morning, and it's gradually increased. I'd say it's probably gusting around about 20 now, which is what I wanted. I wanted to sit here and fish, and I was hoping this easterly was going to kick up. So like I say, if you catch a fish, I'm catching a fish in the easterly. I was a bit wrong with my times a little while ago. It's an hour before high now. So I think I'm definitely going to get pushed up and off this little bit of beach onto the bit behind me. Want to get the Verret up and out as well. I don't really want that getting wet, because that's my new little baby. And my reel, don't want my reel getting wet either or getting sandy, so I'll be moving them up there. Anyway, how are you lot? Hope you're all alright. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome to all my new subscribers. If you're another one watching this video, really appreciate it. The channel is doing so much better than what I ever thought it would. It really, really is. Which I'm happy about. You know, I really am, because it means you're enjoying what I put out. Hopefully it's informative. Hopefully it's not just another one of these channels where people go fishing and catch. I have been fishing quite a while. I do know a little bit of stuff, and just hope to pass my knowledge on to you of what I do know when I go fishing, so maybe you at home can actually learn something new and go and try it and catch a fish. Don't get me wrong, I don't know everything about fishing. I can honestly say I don't think anyone knows anything about fishing. Every time you go, you learn something new. Whether it's about a bait, a venue, winds, can you catch in an easterly? Who knows? Little things like that, I just hope to pass on to you at home, and that's why I'm hoping you enjoy my videos. You can see the white horses, you can see when there's a stiff easterly coming in on them, this water around here on the sea, because you start getting the white tops on the waves. You can see it, hopefully you can see it further out. As the wave comes up, the easterly wind's pushing across the top of the wave, and it just creates a little bit of froth on top, which in turn puts oxygen in the water, which in turn fish like bass absolutely love. But no fish so far. But like I say, this venue, it can be like this. On the flood, you can have absolutely nothing, and then the ebb can change, and this place can just switch on in an instant. Whether it does today or not is a different story. Bright sunny conditions, easterly wind. You got to be in it to win it. You've got to give it a go. You really have. I've had 3 hours sleep, so if I do come across in this video as sometimes a little bit out there, I do apologise. I came off shift last night, slept for 3 hours and came out to try and do this video because I know when the tide is. I'm thinking if I get fish today, fish till 7 o'clock, that means hopefully tonight I'll get a solid sleep and catch up on what I ain't got. But as you can see, maybe, if I just turn this around, that's what happens here. If you look down the beach, it's really creeping up. So if you do ever fancy coming fishing here, just beware, you will get cut off. Don't get me wrong, it's not deep. You can walk back at high tide through the water. It's not like there's nowhere to walk back and it's that high. Literally just means your feet will get wet. Anyway, I'm babbling on. Apologies to everyone at home. I'm going to kick back, sit back, relax. Got a little while longer on this bait. And I'll say I'm going to get another one and send it out. And hopefully, the ebb, when it starts, will produce a fish for us. And as you can see, I'm off the beach. The time is now 4:05, so we've got about 20 minutes to high tide. So I've jumped up here just to avoid stuff getting wet down there. Still no bites. Well, I say no bites. I think first cast I had a little tremble or two. I did see the tip bang a little bit. But I reckon 4:30, I reckon around 6 o'clock we would start seeing some fish. Yes, we got a little bit of time to go. It may be 5 o'clock, but we'll just see how this ebb rolls as well. This ebb might absolutely nail through here. And like I say, with the weed that's close in, if that ebb picks up that weed, if it's coming from that river mouth, that'll start pushing that through as well. So it might become a bit of a challenge to fish. But we'll see. But what a beautiful day. This is absolutely beautiful today. It really, really is. It's just nice to be out, relaxing, sitting on the beach, trying to get a fish. Yes, it's hot, but that easterly is so cool and that is a lovely chill. That's just what I wanted. I drove down here today and it was absolutely baking hot. I was in my little car, the one that my stepdaughter's going to have, because I use that for fishing at the minute. I won't be able to use that one. She's got it because she'll be moaning about the fish smell. It hasn't got aircon and I was sweating like an absolute monster in there. And I thought, I just hope there is a breeze when we get to the beach. And it's lovely. It really is. So anyway, I've just fired out another bait. So I'm going to leave this until past. Yeah, I'll leave this till past because there's not much tide run or anything like that. And then when I change it over, it should be on the turn of the tide. So I should start fishing that ebb as it starts to run through with a fresh bait. So, theoretically, we should see some fish. Realistically, who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, the tide has turned and I got my first fish. Is it a roach? Is it a bass? Who knows? It's blooming tiny though, but it's a fish. Literally half an hour since that tide has turned, and just gonna throw him back. Didn't even see the bite. I just round him. This is blowing really hard. I was fishing at a bit of an awkward angle up there with the rod basically a little bit shallower than what I wanted it pointing at the sea. And I got a fish. So you can catch fish in an easterly, even if it is a roach-sized bass. Don't hold that against me, it's still a fish. This is blowing up big time now. You probably can't tell because obviously I've got my mic on with the mouse on it. However, it's tough. It's blowing up probably about 20, 25 now. Real stiff, strong easterly. So with this tide turning and going out, hopefully there'll be some more bass turn up and hopefully something a little bit bigger will be there as well. One fish is all I came for and one fish is all I've got. This time of year on this coast, you can't go out expecting to catch anything big. But to catch a fish in conditions like this, yeah, I'm a happy chappy. And we've achieved what we set out to do. Now we've got 2 hours of this ebb to see what else turns up. I've just had a really good pull down on that rod tip. Good solid pull over. Now I have no idea what that was, but that rod tip just really went over and then slackened off. So I've tightened up into it going to see if it goes again, because I'm using dongles and circle hooks. So if there's a fish out there, it will hook itself. Like I say, I have no idea what that was. That just came from out of nowhere. I'm standing there watching it. Just whoosh. So the ebb looks like it could be bringing some fish through. Just keep an eye on that tip if you can see it. If it goes again, we will reel into it. That weren't no roach-sized bass, put it that way. Come on. I think the ebb's probably about 45 minutes into the flow now. And like I say, that is when the fish here do come on the feed. I don't know what it is about this place. The ebb just brings them in. That trawler has gone offshore quite a way, which is absolutely amazing, because at one point he did come in quite close. Come on, go again. That was a good bite. That was a very good bite. I say it did slacken me off a little bit, however, it's not gone since. So I'll give it a little while. I'll wind it in. See if there's a fish on there, because it might just be sitting there, whatever that was. What's the time? Right, so we're talking 50 minutes since high tide. That was a heck of a pull down, that was. Should we reel it in, see if there's anything there, because that was a very positive bite. I'm just wondering if whatever it is now sitting there. Nah, I don't feel like there's any weight on there. Whatever that was, I think I missed that. That's a shame, but they're there. Just a sign that there's fish there is more than enough for me, because yeah, bait has been mauled. Right, beautiful. I'm going to get another rag bait on and see if I can get whatever's out there. Well, I've not had any more fish, and I've just snapped up. So, I think I'm going to call it a day. It's becoming very snaggy here. I've pulled in a couple of times and hit some hefts, and I've got an hour to go, and to be honest with you, I'm being lazy. I can't really be bothered to move further down the beach, because it is going to become very snaggy once it hits a certain part of the tide. I mean, it's only 2 hours down now. But within the next half hour, 45 minutes, unless I have my braid and my real heavy gear here, I'm just going to start losing tackle, because you really need to be able to pull out of all these hefts that are in the bottom of the sea. Sorry it wasn't a really good long video with loads of fish, but I came to see if I could catch a fish on an easterly, and I did catch a fish on an easterly. Job done. So, I'm now going to pack up, walk back to the car. About a 15-20 minute walk. Then I'm going to drive home, kick back, relax. And I've got the zoo tomorrow. At the Little 'un, first time at the zoo, so that'll be interesting. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the new subscribers, everybody who watches my videos, who comments. I appreciate the comments massively. I try to reply to every single comment. I just appreciate you lot. You're amazing. You really, really are. So, that's a wrap. This wind's cold, and the problem is, as it's ebbing, the shadow, because the sun's dipping behind the cliff, is going out with that. And I haven't brought a jumper with me. And I'm very, very cold. So, I'm calling that a day. Thank you very much for watching. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you by the water very soon.